Hello, my fabulous friends. We're here today to talk a little bit about similes, and not only how to spot them, but also how to write them. First off, what is a simile? A simile is a comparison between two unlike things using the words like or as. We know that in our writing, especially in our narrative writing, using rhetorical devices or fancy devices like similes will help our writing to get better, not only to add originality and creativity, but also to make it more interesting for readers to read. Some examples of original similes include, "She was as quiet as a lurking cat." "His head bobbed up and down like a buoy in a summer storm." "Our hope sank like an anchor thrown in the sea." "Her face was as bright as a polished spoon." You can see from these examples that by adding similes, the sentences become richer and more interesting. So rather than just saying she was quiet, I can say that she was as quiet as a lurking cat, and we can all imagine how quiet lurking cats are. Next, some famous examples from literature include, "The late afternoon sky bloomed in the window for a moment like the blue honey of the Mediterranean." "Her romantic mind was like the tiny boxes, one within the other, that came from the puzzling East." And "Oh, speak again, bright angel, for thou art as glorious to this night, being o'er my head as is a winged messenger of heaven." These famous writers have used similes in their books and in their plays to again enhance their writing and to make their narratives richer and more interesting for us as readers. Some similes, though, are not original, and these unoriginal similes or overused similes are cliches. Examples of cliches include, "The dog was as dead as a doornail." "She was as sly as a fox." "They were like two peas in a pod." "The girl was as cute as a button." And finally, avoid cliches like the plague. Next, we have a little quiz for you to take. So grab a piece of paper and write down the answers to the following questions. Number 1, which of the following is a simile? A, "Lucy in the sky with diamonds." B, "You are a sly fox." C, "The weather was as delightful as a birthday party." And D, "We laughed too loudly." Question number 2, which of the following is a cliche? A, "She was as blind as a bat." B, "He acted like a timid chipmunk." C, "The boy was as excited as a newborn chick." D, "It went as fast as summer vacation." Question number 3, which two words are key to identifying a simile? Choice A, but, so. Choice B, and, but. Choice C, as, like. Choice D, and, like. So again, write down your answers to those 3 questions. Now, the correct answers have been starred on this page. For question number 1, the answer was C, "The weather was as delightful as a birthday party." For question number 2, the answer was A, "She was as blind as a bat." And for question number 3, the answer was as or like. How many of those did you get correct? If you got all 3 correct, then continue on with this voiceover slide presentation. However, if you got 1 or 2 correct, please rewind and return to the beginning of the slideshow and watch it once more before attempting the quiz again and continuing on to create your own similes. So now let's look at creating our own original similes. How can you make your own original simile? First, start with the person, place, or thing you would like to describe. Let's say you want to describe a girl. Now you want to think of the quality of hers that you want to describe. So let's say we want to describe how fast she is. Now we need to think of something else that shares that quality, the quality of speed. So a powerboat is also fast. Now you can use the words like or as to compare the girl to a powerboat. The girl is like a powerboat, or the girl is as fast as a powerboat. The more unusual and unlike your two objects are, the more original your simile will be. So lastly, as our summative assessment for this simile lesson, I'd like you to choose a person who is close to you and create 5 original similes that will describe him or her. That person could be a parent, a friend, a neighbor. Again, though, you want to have 5 similes that you are going to associate with him or her. You're going to be graded out of 10 points, so the similes must be accurate, and the similes must be original, so they cannot be cliches. If you have 5 accurate similes, so similes that use the words like or as, you will get 5 points. And then if all 5 of those similes are original, you will get an additional 5 points for that total of 10 points. For tomorrow's class, you are to bring your 5 similes and you will receive 10 points for 5 accurate original similes being brought to class. Again, you'll want to write those similes on a piece of lined paper to bring in. Also, I'd like you to choose your favorite of those 5 similes. Everyone will write his or her favorite simile on the board, and we will vote on the class's favorite simile. Next, if you'd like some more resources relating to similes, so some songs and lessons that describe what a simile is, in addition to some more examples of similes, then you can look at these websites that I've attached in this slide resource.